Okay, so you know how a lot of people will go, oh, they look so much smarter with their glasses on, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I look smarter with them off.
Put them on.
I mean, just because for people who, if you know me, kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like I'm always wearing my glasses, so therefore this is different.
Oh, so much smarter.
Oh my God.
Wait, where did Dustin go?
Who is this sultry man standing before me? Hello, and welcome back to the Rewatch Recap. I am Dustin. This is a show where we recap shows for nostalgia and pure amusement. Said that out of order, but that's okay.
That's fine.
We're back for Dead Like Me Season 2. We're halfway through the season. A little more than halfway, actually.
Mhm.
And I'm here with Kay, who is a living, but what would we call ourselves? What would the Dead Like Me fan group call ourselves?
I'm sure there's a name.
Reapers?
Yeah, probably Reapers.
Probably Reapers. Yeah. Okay, Reapers.
Hey there, Reapers.
Hey there, Reapers. Touch out and reach out and touch a soul.
Touch out and reach us.
Touch out and reach us. Reach out and touch a soul. Wow. Blah, 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 blah. I'm getting everything I'm discombobulated. Thank God this isn't my recap. This is Kay's.
Not sure mine's going to go any better, but.
Well, it's
Here we
okay. Well, this week we're on episode 10 called Defying. I always want to say Defying because of the F, but it doesn't make any sense. So it's Defying. And this originally aired on September 26, 2004. Yeah, we're getting nitty gritty.
Like almost to the day.
Almost. Just really close because we're recording this on the 25th.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little early on. But this will be airing in October. Anyway. So, yeah, we're moving forward, and Kay's going to take it off. Do you have a previously on, Kay?
I do.
All right, let's do this.
Previously on Dead Like Me, Mason and Roxy almost fly the friendly skies on TNA Airlines. Rube places Roxy in temporary charge as he goes searching for something. George loses her virginity to Trip, the country club boy whose father she reaped. And Reggie stays over at Clancy's where she learns that he has been dumped by his college girlfriend.
Oh, poor Clancy.
Dead Like Me intro.
Oh, Reapers are doing stuff around town. They may take your soul, but they may not. They're just living their lives. Oh, hey, look, it's
George! You had a whole thing set up. Okay. We start off with, of course, George's narration. When I was a kid, my parents would tell me to hold on to things tightly. A kite, a balloon, whatever, to not let go. And we see 10-year-old George at the park with their parents flying a kite. But I was scared that if I held on too tightly to something or to someone, I'd be carried away. Except I'm the one that's always telling people that it's over. Time to move on. That's what Grim Reapers do. And now I'm crouching in the bushes. Crouching in the bushes outside a Boulder Country Club. So we see George. She's
butches.
Kind of butches. You know, we're
I
looking
just
for them
pictured a bunch
butches.
of like lesbians hanging out, and she's like in the middle of them, like hiding. Anyway,
could happen. But yeah, so she's like in the bushes at Tripp's Country Club, like on the edge of the green, looking to get a glimpse of him or whatever. And we learn that Tripp has not called her since their night of passion. And now she's super pissed and stalking him. Yeah. And she just really wants to talk to someone about it. And so she rolls up to their Waffle House where Mason and Daisy are there. And she's like, I'm a stalker. But of course, Daisy's immediately, I had a stalker. And he would leave her dead flowers and sparrows, but she stabbed him with gardening shears. And then Tiffany arrives and asks George what she wants, and she says, revenge. And Tiffany's like, out of that, anything else look good? I like how Tiffany doesn't miss a beat with
she
their
really
weirdness.
doesn't. It's like she's learned as it's gone on.
Yeah.
Because she was a little bit more, I don't know, aloof and a little more, I don't know, just didn't get it at first. Like she was like,
Yeah.
oh, really? She was really helping them and stuff. Now she's like, I don't give a
Yeah, she's like, you guys are all nuts. Um, so then Roxy arrives and she's got Rube's book and she starts to hand out Post-its. But the other Reapers are like, what? Huh? Like, where's Rube? What are you doing? How are you? And bitter George is like, he can't just leave and not tell me. Men. She's so mad. But Mason's like, no, you don't get to be substitute teacher. And he grabs the book from Roxy. And he's like, I should get to play Rube in his absence. But Roxy's like, Mason, I will shoot you where you better pray it grows back. And he quickly hands the book back to her.
Well, yeah. I don't care if it grows back. I just don't want to be shot there. Thanks.
Yeah. But she's also added to their duties by handing out REAP reports to fill out. Just a brief description of what happened, how the person died, and how the REAP went down. Fill it out, turn it back in, which I guess is like, this is her cop take on.
Yeah, she's like, now we got to be cops.
Yeah, I got to fill out the reports.
I'm like, no, screw that.
But Mason doesn't get a Post-it because he's meant to help George, who has stormed out of her Waffle House without the food that she ordered from Tiffany.
Poor Tiffany, man. She gets shat on a lot by them.
Right?
She needs a raise.
She really does. She needs to refuse to serve them.
That's not my table.
Yeah. And now we see Rube, and he has arrived at some sort of like office of records where there's just one young kid working there who happens to be played by the lovable Dustin Milligan, most famously known for playing 10 on Schitt's Creek, or most recently, Hot Frosty.
Thank you. I had written all that down. I was like, I hope she gets this. I'm going to tell you where I saw him first. In 2008, I saw him on the reboot of 90210.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the main love character. And then for some reason, they said, oh, we couldn't figure out what to do with this character. So they just wrote him off after season one. I'm like, you just created this character and you can't figure out what to do with him?
Like, he's Canadian. No. The first time I actually saw him is in one of my favorite Hallmark Christmas movies ever called The Christmas Table. And it's him and the girl that played Winnie from Wonder Years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it is the cutest Christmas movie ever. But anyway.
That can be said about a lot of Hallmark movies.
Well, I mean, they're all real stupid and have like the same plot over and over. But this one's a little different. Like this one's really cute. But if you guys can find it, The Christmas Table, watch it this year. Okay.
Noted.
So anyway, little kid in the records department. And he tells Rube to take a number. And Rube looks back and the next number is 2. And like there's nobody else there. So he tells him that he's looking for information on a woman who lived there a while back. And he's like, marriage licenses, deeds, death certificates, that kind of thing. But the kid says that he only does vehicle registrations and I'll have to come back when the record lady is there. And then they have this following exchange. Rube's like, what's your name, son? Joey. You know what people say about kids these days, Joey? They say you're all a bunch of self-obsessed, lazy numbnuts who've lost the capacity to think for yourselves. And Joey's like, well, it's not true. Oh, I'll kick their asses for saying so. Rube's like, good for you, Joey. Here's my number. Now, how about restoring a dude's faith in America's youth and helping me out? Anything for America, dude. She's such a dork.
It's such a dork. It's so gullible.
Yeah.
And I think Rube read that right away. He was like, yeah, I'm going to have to talk to him like this to get this done.
Rube is really good at reading people. So Joey lets him sit down at the computer because they've recently digitized everything. And Boomer Rube is just like, computers.
He hates the damn computer, man.
I can't do it. And now
come on. First of all, but we'll get to it in a minute. Never mind. Go ahead. So
okay. So now we're at the last house, and Joy's telling Reggie to pack because she's staying at Clancy's that night. And she lets her know that they're having some groceries delivered at the suggestion of her friend Gail. Everyone's using this guy. And then the delivery boy arrives, and it's this hot young dude named Vince. And, Joy is like, yeah.
Lady boner.
He comes in, and she doesn't have cash on her, so she goes upstairs to get more cash, leaving Vince to unload the groceries with Reggie, who clocks the situation and just immediately is like, I don't like this guy.
Well, first of all, yeah, he's okay.
He's
cute, but he's
hot.
not. He's okay. Yeah, he's
cougar hot.
Yeah, he's a young guy, and he's got muscles. Anyway, but like, who just lets you just let this stranger in your house alone with your little girl, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Reggie, go up there and get my purse. That's what I would have said. But and then how does he know where things go?
Intuition, man. He's a good grocery delivery guy.
I know, it's just weird. Like, I just find that weird. Like, unless you've been there several times, maybe just hand me the groceries or tell me where they go.
And he's like in all the cabinets, and you're like, okay, this is the first time he's been there.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Reggie's in true Reggie form, and he's trying to kind of chat and like flirt with her in like a little flirting with a little girl kind of way, not in a gross way.
He's like, "Are you married, Reggie?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Haha."
Yeah. And he says he bets a lot of boys have crushes on her, and that when he was young, he was scared of girls, but now he isn't afraid of anything. So Reggie proceeds to tell him that her sister is dead and that she was murdered in that very living room, and the killer was never caught.
What? That came out of I'm not afraid of anything. Well, my sister died and she was murdered. Like,
she
what?
just
jumped straight to. She always jumps straight to my sister died.
Right. She likes. I don't know if maybe she's. I'm gonna get philosophical here. I don't know if she's trying to see different people's reactions to be like, what is a normal reaction to this? Because my family did not handle this in a normal way.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe she's just like seeing how does everybody react to this kind of information? She's testing people.
Or she likes getting the attention or seeing the shock. Yeah, she does like seeing the reaction, but she probably likes to shock people with it.
Yeah.
Because it gives her a sense of control,
True. Yeah. Can see that too. But then Joy comes back down and she gives Vince a $5 tip. And she's like, well, I guess we'll see you next week. But he's a little freaked out by his conversation with Reggie. And he's like, well, it'll be a different guy next week. This is not my normal route. And he leaves, and Joy gives Reggie that, like, I know you did something.
You little
years.
And Reggie's like, whatever.
Can I have any joy in my life? My name's Joy.
And it's not a true thing.
Now we're at happy time. And George is kind of disgusted by all the couples and the people hooking up. And she sees two people coming out of the bathroom. I forgot to look. Was it Missy?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
But obviously getting in a quickie in the bathroom. And she
I agree. I understand when you break up with somebody, or if you're just suddenly everybody seems like they're paired off.
Yeah.
Everybody. And everything you see is like about couples or being in a couple.
Everyone's in love. She yells at them to get a room. And then she rolls up to Crystal's desk. And she's like, it feels like it's mating season around here. And are they the only ones there without boyfriends? And Crystal kind of gives her a look, and she was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to assume. Do you have a boyfriend? And she points over to this desk where the actress that plays Crystal is now dressed up as a dude with like an afro, a beard, and mustache, and they look at each other and kind of smile and wave. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
And how had George never noticed this person before?
It was just like this weird little throwaway, silly moment. Like you're watching one of those spoof movies. You're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But Crystal's got a dude. That's her.
Mistle.
Yeah. Oh, but she's really itching. She really wants to tell someone. She wants to get this thing off of her chest, what happened with Trip. And she considers Dolores, but she's like, that's too much like telling a parent. But she goes to Dolores anyway and asks her kind of the same thing. Do you feel like we're the only two in the office that are single? But Dolores doesn't think that that's a bad thing. And she tells George that she has a very active online dating profile, but that men only want one thing. And she's like, I've just received an email of a sexually explicit nature. And George is like, don't ask, but she looks anyway. And it's something like blah, 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 blah. And that he's like, oh, he wants to meet Murray.
I wrote it down.
The email?
Yeah, because I wanted to know because it said, loved your last E, nice JPEG,
okay.
DWMWK,
okay.
Looking for a SWFNKJOK. I'd love to meet Murray.
Did you figure
if you know what this means, please reach out and tell me what the acronym of these are.
SW, single white,
female.
Was it
But then
SK?
NKJOK.
NK, not knowing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Something DWM, something white male.
Divorced white male.
Divorced white male. Okay. With kids. With kids.
Okay.
Single white female, no kids.
No kids.
JOK. I don't know what JOK means, but.
Just one kid.
Just one kid.
No kids, just one kid. Interesting. Yeah.
Tell us.
Anyone from like the dating scene back in the day, if they know what that is. But anyway, so he wants to meet, and Millie George is like, he wants to meet Murray. That's sweet. And she's like, that's not sweet, Millie. It's provocative. And Millie George is like, I don't get it. And he's like, he wants to pet my cat. She's like, maybe he just wants to meet Murray. And she's like, my goodness, you are young.
What?
Then she goes on to say that she has a date that evening at the Ren Fair, and something about how jousting arouses some sort of primal nature and men only want one thing.
I just realized, what if she calls her down there Murray as well?
Well, it's a cat.
I know, but like maybe, yeah, maybe she said that.
He wants to pet her.
My pussy's name is this. And
then,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so maybe she didn't realize he wants to pet my cat. Like, no.
No, Dolores gets it. George doesn't get it. Dolores knows exactly what he's saying.
No, I mean, if that's what I don't know. I see both sides. Go ahead. At the Ren Fair.
Ren Fair. Something about jousting, arousing primal nature, and blah, blah, blah. Men only want one thing. And George says, men are awful. But Dolores says, but they're cute and they can't cook and we just can't help ourselves. Now we see Joy on the phone with Clancy, and she's asking if he can pick Reggie up early because she has a Pilates class. And Reggie's like, you don't do Pilates. And she admits that she lied to Clancy and that she actually has a date.
Mm-hmm.
And Reggie seems a little excited about this. And she's like, is it with the delivery guy? And she's like, no, it's not the delivery guy. She's like, I hope you don't mind that I'm dating, but blah, 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 blah. And Reggie interrupts her and is like, Charlotte dumped Dad. And she was like, really?
Really?
And, she asks Reggie to not tell Clancy about her date tonight. And he's like, so if he asks, should I just lie? And Joy's like a rug.
You would think Reggie would have been like, yeah. She didn't look real happy about lying.
Yeah. I mean, she's so caught in the middle of everything. Poor thing. And then we hear George narrate, most people know that death's coming, and most people refrain from seeking it out. Some people are different. And we see George and Mason at the top of a tall parking garage, and there's kind of this like extreme sports type dude, and he's talking to a camera. Friendos, we gather around today so that yours truly, Icarus Jones, can demonstrate that it's better to take the sick risk than to suffer the wasting illness that other people call getting by. And then he basically goes on to say if there are any Grim Reapers there, that they can kiss his ass, and he pulls his pants down and moons the camera, and the audience standing around is kind of like, ha, yay.
I love how Mason's like, that's really impolite.
Yeah. Is that for us? That's really impolite.
And it looks like this guy's name is Icarus. Come on the nose much.
Right.
Anyway.
And then down at the bottom of the parking garage, we see a couple dudes unloading some mattresses on the ground. And as they drive away, there's two homeless dudes, and a graveling comes out and nudges the homeless guys awake. And they look over and they see two mattresses, and they're like, hell yeah, it's Christmas. And they go and they take the mattresses.
I approve of the graveling nudging this guy awake.
Yeah, because it wasn't like the graveling didn't drag the mattress away, or
yeah. It makes more sense. Like they just set something up to happen, not they did it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the homeless guys steal the mattresses, and then Icarus just runs and jumps off of the top floor of the garage, and we just kind of see him sailing down, and he splats on the ground kind of behind the two homeless dudes just sleeping on the mattress.
You
And
see it though, kind of.
like his legs like flip back, like he splats.
I was damn.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that's a good dummy. That was a good dummy.
It was a good dummy, but also like I don't think a mattress would have saved his life.
It wouldn't have saved his life. It would have cushioned the fall. He probably still would have broken bones or something. But
yeah. So now his soul is standing next to George on top of the garage, and he was like, "That was sick! 50-foot free fall, all vertical. Ow!" And George is like, "You're dead. You realize that, don't you?" But he, doesn't really care. Like, well, it has to happen sometime.
He's a moron.
And she's like, "You're dead. And you know what? It doesn't take anything special to jump off a building." And he's like, "Whoa, easy. Don't whoa, easy me. You are alive and now you're dead. No more jumping or diving or kissing or partying or dating or whatever. What the is your problem?"
I agree, though. Like, dude.
Yeah. Especially because she's going through all that stuff where she's just like, "I didn't get to do anything. I died too soon." And this guy's like, "Whatever. I jumped off a building."
He his shirt says "live or die."
Yeah, well,
so he's like,
"You died, buddy."
He's like chasing death, really.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
I never understood that like extreme sports mentality.
Yeah, I don't get the thing where you could possibly die from things. Now, sometimes like I'll watch stuff like Jackass. I'd rather see them just get hurt, not die.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I don't like any of that stuff. Because I'm a girl. No, I'm just kidding. It's not my... All right. We're back at the records department with Rube, and he's struggling with this technology because his search is pulling up national results, but he only wants to see the results for like that town. So Joey tells him that they can check the physical files that they still have in the basement. Just like...
Why didn't he bring this up in the first place? He knew this was an old dude. You could see it on his face. He does not like the computer.
Well, this guy's not bright.
He is an idiot, but still, like,
Yeah.
he's got a little, there's a little bit in there. He's a good person. You would think he would notice this.
No, well, because to him, like, the internet's cool. Like, it's cool.
Everybody
Look
loves
at
this.
everybody.
Yeah, Sunny Delight.
You got purple
That's what
stuff,
it feels like.
Sunny D. Yeah.
Remember that? That's what it feels like. Those kids are always like, purple stuff, soda, Sunny D. Hey, check out the Sunny D. Yeah.
Never would choose Sunny D over soda. Come on. Anyway, back at the last house, Clancy has arrived to pick up Reggie, and he's starting to notice that Joy is kind of in a good mood. She's got diamond earrings on. Her nails are done. She's wearing perfume. And, after a little banter about him and Charlotte, like, she knows they broke up, and she's asking him all kinds of stuff about Charlotte, and he's just lying.
Oh, she's like, "You got plans for the weekend?" And he's like, "Nope." And he's like, "Oh, so you just,
you're just settled in
to a routine now that you're in a long-term relationship."
Yeah.
Good for you.
I love it.
Twist that knife.
And he's kind of catching on, and he goes over to the CD player, and he opens up, and he sees a Marvin Gaye CD in the CD player. Now he knows she has a date or something. And this asshole pretends to get a phone call on his cell phone that like some last minute work meeting came up, and he can't take Reggie tonight. He'll have to pick her up in the morning. And Joy's like, "Don't do this, Clancy." She's like, "Your phone didn't ring." "No, it was on vibrate." She's just like, through gritted teeth, "Reggie, your father has an unexpected conflict, so you'll be staying with me tonight." And she's just like, "I want to live with Grandma."
I mean, I understand though. She's like, "Because you two are sucking the life out of me with this damn divorce and your attitudes toward each other and the crap you do." And Kim, because he gets to cheat, and then he had a young girlfriend, even though they're temporary, but still, he had one, and Joy's not allowed to date?
No.
Not allowed to have anybody else.
He's a dick.
I
do not like Clancy at all.
I like when he's like, "I don't like lying to Reggie." He keeps saying, "I don't like cheating. I don't like lying. You did all those things, Clancy."
Right? Oh, he's such a... Anyway.
I really wish we could have gone on with this series, and eventually he had to get reaped by George.
Oh, I don't think they'd do that to her, but...
Or somebody close to she found out about it. One of them, and she has to that would have been interesting.
It would have been interesting to see where this show went. There's so many things. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure there are a lot of things that were just left unanswered.
Mm.
Okay. Now we're at a bar where Daisy has arrived and there are people ordering flaming shots. And she kind of makes eyes with Eric McCormack from Will and Grace who's across
Oh my
the
God.
bar. And they kind of eye each other. And she goes to the bar and he comes up and they have like this banter kind of back and forth. And he's like, listen, my friends are getting ready to go to a club. They want to go dancing. She's like, I don't want to go dancing. I was thinking you don't want to go dancing. I was hoping instead you can't buy me a drink. I can't finish a sentence. She's like, finish your sentence. I was hoping I could buy you a drink. You're not a very good listener. Like, I heard you. I thought you might have changed your mind. Like, there's this little like flirty back and forth.
Yeah, but you can tell from how aggressive he's being.
Slime ball.
Yeah, he's a slime ball.
Mm-hmm. So he walks away and we learn from the bartender that his name is Ray Summers. And this is the first time she's seen a woman turn him down. And Daisy finds out that her Reap is named Buddy, and he's this big old cowboy who's about to arm wrestle another big old cowboy.
Okay, let me mention this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's name is Ty Olson, and I recognized him. I was like, I've seen him in
Sounds
stuff.
familiar.
And he's been in a lot of stuff, like here and there, small bit parts and whatnot. But the one thing that popped in my head, he was like, what have I seen him in? What am I seeing him in? Like, where did I see his in my mind's eye, where I got that face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was from X-Men 2.
Okay.
He was a guard at Magneto's like plastic prison because he can't have metal around.
Okay.
Or and so, but Mystique like injected like some liquid metal into his system so that when he showed up, Magneto could feel it and then pulls it out of him and kills him and uses the metal to get out. So,
okay. I've never seen any of those movies.
They're fun.
The name sounds familiar, but I didn't recognize him. Where are we? Buddy sees Daisy and he's like, hey, pretty girl, what do you give me if I take this guy down? And she calls him over and she whispers something in his ear, which I can assume is only super dirty because he's like, damn. And, as she's whispering, she takes his soul. The two guys begin to arm wrestle and then a Graveling comes and like helps Buddy win. And then he stands up and just spontaneously combusts while Ray Summers kind of looks on from the pool table intently. But he's not disturbed at all. And he just continues to play pool. And he's like, that guy's on fire. 7-ball side pocket. And I'm like, what is Ray?
Or Ray is just that morbid, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like why? I guess the strain, because the Graveling helped him push. Or no, he didn't. No, he didn't help him win. I think he pulled his hand so that he would have to strain more.
Maybe.
And then that somehow fueled the combustion. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It was weird. It's a weird. At least it wasn't a broken neck.
Yeah. Another broken neck.
They're trying to be different, but it just didn't really make sense. Now we jump back to the last house and Reggie asks Joy if she's still going on her date. And she's like, no, I can't now. But like the guy's still coming over. She's like, why is he still coming over? She's like, well, it's better to, decline the date in person or whatever. I'm being polite. And Reggie's like, you just want to see him.
And by the way, she's fluffing the pillows. What she says is she's always fluffing the pillows that aren't flat. They are fluffed.
It's a anxiety
anal retentive thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So she asks how long it's been since her last date, and it's been 20 years. And she's like, you haven't kissed anyone but Dad in 20 years? Do you think you forgot how? Maybe you should put it on your arm like this.
Reggie's being super cute in this episode.
She is. But, her date is at the door, and she shushes Reggie upstairs. And we see it's the guy from the downtown apartment, Angelo. And, she tells him her ex was supposed to take Reggie, but now he can't. And Angelo doesn't miss a beat. He's like, well, we'll take her with us. And we hear Reggie upstairs go, yes. Because she's been eavesdropping at the top of the stairs. And he's like, hi, Reggie. Do you have plans for the evening? She's like, no. He's like, well, you do now. And she's excited and she runs upstairs to change. And it's like just a really cute little exchange. We're back in the basement of the records department. And Rube is going on about how paper files are the better way to go. But Joey's like, yeah, but no internet porn. And Rube's like, someone ever tell you that stuff will make you go blind? And he's like, acceptable risk.
Agreed.
But then he finds the birth certificate for a Rose Sofer. And we see that Rube is listed as the father. And he's like, man, that shit is old. Like 80 years. And Indians roam in the plains. Rube's like, smoke a lot of marijuana, Jody? You smoke a lot of marijuana, Joey? And he's like, not till after work.
I love it, though, because you can tell that Rube didn't know that he had a daughter.
Wasn't the letter, though, addressed to a daughter and a mother?
Yeah, but he could have, I don't think he knew, because the way he wrote it, he goes, that was Lucy's daughter. And then he looks down, he's like, he kind of has this shocked look on his face, and he sees his name.
Yeah, but I don't think he can tell the kid it's his daughter if it's an 80-year-old birth certificate. Because I'm pretty sure the letter with the money was addressed to like Rosie and Lucy, who's like for you and your mom or something.
Yeah.
So I think he knew. I think it was just shocking to see because he's dead.
It kind of made it look like
it was weird.
He didn't know he was the father. It's just the way they played it out. I watched it twice today, and I'm over going, this feels like he didn't know. But
yeah. We're back at the bar where Ray is trying to hit on Daisy again. And they're bantering back and forth. She's kind of playing hard to get. And he asks her again if she'll let him buy her a drink. And but he's like, so people around here just don't care that a man died. And she's like, you're still here. And he's like, death doesn't scare me. And she says, noted. And then she orders a tequila from the bartender, whatever's the most expensive, because he's buying. And he tries to get her name, but she's not telling him. And she walks away with her tequila. And as she walks away, Ray says to himself, I want her, whoever she is.
Yeah, that seems like a little super villainy.
Yeah, there's something.
I'll get you.
There's something up with Ray.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't like it. Now George and Mason show up to the bar, and George immediately orders dos cervezas and dos more. She just starts downing beers when Daisy walks up with her shot of expensive tequila. She's like, you gonna drink that? She downs that too. And then Ray follows her over and introduces himself to George. And without even looking, he's like, comes up, hi, I'm Ray. And she's like, you, Ray. And he cheerily replies, nice spending time with you.
I know. I'm like, thank you.
George is cracking me up this episode.
She's great in this one. Bitter George is funny.
Yeah. So Daisy introduces him to Mason, who is instantly not a fan. And George starts giving Ray the third degree. So what do you do, Ray? I'm a television producer, George. So you're rich, comfortable. I suppose you're charming, tolerable, and women just fall the f*** all over you. Not you, I suspect.
Way to read the room, Ray.
Yeah. And Mason keeps trying to pull Daisy away to speak with her. And she's like, no, stop. So he says, Ray, hey, so has Daisy told you of her extensive, some might say intimate knowledge of Errol Flynn? And that gets her to finally walk away and go talk to Mason. And it's obvious he's jealous, but he acts like he's worried about George, which I think he's also worried about George, but he really just wanted to get Daisy away from this guy. And you can tell she's just annoyed and wants to get back to talking to Ray. And he finally admits that even though he's enjoyed all her stories about being with various men, he doesn't like to see her with one. She's like, well, I'm not with him, and walks away. And Mason tells himself it's time to get faced. He's so in love with her.
I know.
I don't know why she sucks.
She just wants attention. It's like,
Yeah. She's using him for the attention. Like,
she hasn't had that attention in a while.
Yeah.
That's why.
And I think she's grown definitely this season, but she still kind of sucks.
Yeah, she's kind of falling back into an old pattern.
Mm-hmm. So at the park now, Angelo is showing Reggie how to fly a kite. And Joy tells him it's not what she had planned, but, they're having fun. And he asks what she did have planned. And she's like, well, we'd have a little dinner, maybe a couple glasses of wine, some awkward conversation, and then I attack you. I was like, damn, Joy.
Go for it.
I know. I'm so proud of her.
She's ready to get back on that
horse. Yeah. She wants to ride that cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to show Joy how to fly the kite, but then we cut back to when George was little, flying the kite with Joy and Clancy, and they're like telling her not to let go, just don't let go. And because she's George, she immediately lets go.
She's like,
It falls down. Oh, George. Back at the bar, George and Ray are playing darts while Daisy and Mason are still talking. And he's trying to get more info about Daisy out of her, but she's not having it. She tells him it's none of his business. And he's like, "You're an angry little thing, aren't you?" And she's like, "You call me little thing again, and I'll put this dart right between your twinkling eyes."
damn.
And then she asks if he's the love him and leave him type. And he goes on to tell her this. "Okay, George, 5 reasons men are scum and women let us get away with it. 1, we only want one thing, no exceptions. 2, we fall in love with you before we can have that thing and then fall back out once we've had it. Whereas women, conversely, fall in love afterwards. 3, we will lie, cheat, steal, or murder in order to get that thing. Why am I sugarcoating this? You're a big girl. In order to fuck you. 4, we freely admit to numbers 1 through 3, and women don't care. And the number 5 reason why men are scum and women let us get away with it, you can't live without us."
Okay, that's not a reason, but okay, this is kind of random. But I'm gonna say this though, he's not entirely wrong, but he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little.
I don't think every dude's like that, but
not every guy's like that. But I would say a lot of guys are, especially guys like him. I mean, we'll just say
guys
that.
like him, yeah,
arrogant and yeah.
I think there's a lot of men that don't just want that, but yeah, he sucks. Now Joy and Reggie are in the living room waiting for a surprise from Angelo, and he comes in with the picture he drew of Joy from a couple episodes ago in a really nice frame, and Reggie says it looks just like her. Sad.
Didn't she say that though? It looks sad.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Wow. I can't read my own typing. She goes up to bed and Joy says that Reggie really likes him and she doesn't like anyone, and then asks if he likes R&B, but he's like, "Nah, I'm a jazz man, but I should probably go." You can tell he feels like a little uncomfortable there, but we're not really sure why yet.
Mm-hmm.
We jump back to the bar, and now Mason is playing pool with Ray, and Mason's actually winning. He's like, "Just feels so good. Money in my hand, this money. I don't know why, but I love taking it from you, Ray."
You know why. You hate his ass. That's why.
And he asks Mason if he has a thing for Daisy, but he's like, "No, we're just friends." And then these 3 big guys walk up saying that they get the table next, and Ray tells them to go to another table. And they tell him to fuck off. And he was like, "No, okay, you can have the table." And he grabs a pool cue and smashes the guy's nose with a pool cue. And without missing a beat, tells Mason it's his break. And he's just dark.
Yeah,
and violent, and
you can tell this guy is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he goes, "You don't tell me to fuck off. I tell people to fuck off. Now fuck off." I'm like, ooh. But not even no strain in his voice, just very calm about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, this guy's too calm about this.
Who is this guy? The devil? Is he another Reaper? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Is he just an asshole?
So far, that's what we're going to think.
Do we find out? Stay tuned, everyone, and see if we do. I don't know. All right. Now Joey has found a death certificate for Rose's mother, and a box, because they're all in banker boxes, and one of the banker boxes kind of breaks open on the bottom, and he's picking up papers, and he pulls out a wanted poster with Rube's face on it that says bank robbery. And he's
that's where the money came from. I told you. You. First of all, why does it look like Rube?
I wrote that down too.
I'm like, and then I thought maybe you only have a different face when everyone who would have recognized you is gone.
Or, well, no.
You know what I mean?
Because you don't only look different to the people who know you, because Mason and George looked at themselves in a reflection and they look different. I was thinking maybe he did it after he was dead, but I don't know if the Rube that we see is what Rube looked like when he was alive?
That makes sense. That could be it. That's probably what it is then.
Or it was just a total fuck up on the show's
but
part.
we see George's real face. We see Mason's real face.
Right,
I'm thinking we're
exactly.
seeing Rube and Daisy and Roxy's real faces. So I would assume that what my theory is, like, if everybody who would know you and recognize you is gone, and then your glamour goes away, I guess. I'm going to say that Daisy and Rube probably are the only ones that look like themselves.
Could be, yeah. Or it was just a total up on the show's part, and they
it's probably more likely that, but still. I'm trying to make sense.
But
make sense of a bad situation.
Yeah, but I thought the same thing, because I was like, but it doesn't make sense that it was him after he died either, because if he looks like no. There's too many layers. Because I'm like, maybe, I mean, he looks different to Joey than he looks to us, but the drawing on the poster looked like how we see him. So
what if the drawing actually looks like how Joey sees him too, but we see the real person, so we know it's him? I know it's too much. Okay, let's keep going. We're trying to make light of this, and it's not.
Yeah, it's a small detail, but I was just like, what? Anyway, Rube's on a wanted poster for bank robbery. And now Daisy's trying to get George to sing karaoke with her, I guess, to impress Ray. And they're kind of standing up there on the stage, waiting for the microphones to be turned on, and they're bickering because George does not want to sing. And she's like, relax, have fun. Men like girls who can have fun. And she's like, is that what men like? She's like, yeah, you know what? You really need to get laid. And just as the mic turns on, George says, I lost my virginity. And everybody's like, and then she turns it into a country song. Yes, that's what done happened to me. And he don't even call. No, he don't. Not at all.
Why don't he pick up the phone and just call me?
Somebody boos. Boo. And then she just and runs
I kind of liked her little twangy voice, even though it wasn't like a singing voice. It was still fun.
Yeah. And she, runs out of the bar, and Mason's kind of like runs after her. And then there's just more back and forth between Daisy and Ray, and I'm already bored with it, and they end up leaving together.
I'm already
bored with it. And now George and Mason are on the street, and he's kind of chasing after her, and she sees like a poster with a couple on it. She's like, everyone mocking me everywhere. And he's like, all right, like, I'm going to teach you the finer points of stress relief through petty vandalism. And he's starting to like write on the sign with the couple, and she's just like, no. And there just happens to be like a brick on the street, and they're in front of like a bridal shop with a bride and groom mannequin, and she breaks the window of the display and proceeds to jump up and beat the out of the groom mannequin. And Mason's like, Georgie, I don't think I explained to you properly the finer details of the shadow in the night philosophy. And she's just still beating the out of things.
She's going feral.
Yeah. We start to hear sirens, and she's in full on rage mode. Like, Mason can't stop her, so he just runs off, leaves her there, and then 2 cops show up, and of course she gets arrested and thrown into the cell with 3 very obnoxious cheerleaders.
Ugh.
And I can say that because I was one, and we were very obnoxious. Not that obnoxious, though.
Are you really going to keep cheering? You're really just going to keep cheering everywhere you go?
No.
No game, no practice, nobody else around, but just you 3.
I'm just going to cheer. I'm in jail. So they're just cheering away when George asks what they're in for. We learn assault and battery on the other team's mascot. But then Roxy shows up, and George is like, oh, finally. Like, what did you do? And she's like, what did she say? Like, petty. No. I forgot. I didn't write down what she said.
Is this about a boy?
Yeah, she said what she did. Yeah. And she's like, is this about a boy? And she's like, well, I guess. I don't know. She's like, George, men have made me act crazy too. I mean, if you hadn't bought a gun or a pickaxe at some point, it isn't a real relationship. And then she gives George a quarter for her one call and asks if she wants to be a girl or a woman. Okay. I don't know what
good afterlife lesson from Roxy.
But, like, who's she going to call? Roxy knows, like, who's she going to call?
Not the Ghostbusters.
Not the Ghostbusters. And now we see Joy and Angelo, and they're on the couch kissing, making out, and he kind of knocks over a picture of George behind the couch, and he's like, "Oh, who's this?" And, "Oh, that's my other daughter." And he like sets the picture down on the table, and it's like a portrait of George, and she just looks miserable. She's just
She
like,
looks so sullen. It's like, why would
Yeah.
you keep this picture? Like, not even like this picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's real bad. And Joy asks if they're going to kiss some more, but we find out that he's not comfortable with Reggie being upstairs. And Joy tells him, he's a good man. He's careful with everyone, but he doesn't have to be careful with her. Wow, Joy.
throw me down, rip my clothes off. Let's
She's
go.
ready. She is ready. And I love that for her.
He seems like he's just a good guy. I can tell,
Yeah.
but like, there's two things about him in this episode. So he's probably too good. Like, she needs somebody who's not.
For her first, rebound.
Yeah, no, she needs somebody that can give it right back to her.
She needs Ray.
Oh God. No.
No.
But then the other thing is, what happened to his psychic ability?
Yeah.
That just went away.
Right. I wonder if they did that in that episode just for ooh, but then they decided to bring him back and they're like, well, that storyline.
They do that a lot. Like, they bring up something and it's like, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I wonder why. Or if it's one of those just deleted scenes and they're like, it's not that important. No one will notice.
Yeah. This is the inconsistencies is also part of probably why it didn't get renewed and people probably got tired. Like, wait, what? They didn't know what was going on, or I thought this was, and it got confusing sometimes. I'm sure it did. Some people, I'm sorry, average audience, I think that's smart. I'm very sorry, but I'm not saying you're not. If you're listening, you're super smart. But I'm talking about other people.
Present company excluded.
Anybody listening, you are a genius. Okay. Continue to listen.
But yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of inconsistencies for sure. And at the jail, Dolores shows up in her Ren Fair getup, and George is like, "What are you wearing?" She's like, "One of us was enjoying the company of a man while watching a little jousting this evening, Billy."
She looks cute.
She does look cute. And of course, George forgot that she had a date that night, and she asked George what happened. And George apologized for messing up her date. And Dolores asked if this was is this your first time? And misunderstanding the question, she replies, "Yeah, and the asshole never even called." And Dolores immediately understands what she's talking about. And she's like, "There's an unwritten rule that they never call when it's your first time. But that's what first times are for. And the next time, it won't be your first. And that's what being alive is all about." And George kind of rests her head on Dolores' shoulder.
That's so sweet.
It is a really sweet moment.
Yeah.
It's like the nurturing mother she never had in life.
She really needed somebody like Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice how, you see how she didn't like her at first. She was like, this woman is weird. And then she still is weird. But it's like she did need that mother figure. She needed a father that wasn't, it was authoritative, Rube.
Mm-hmm.
And she needed a mother that was nurturing, Dolores. But said she got an authoritative mother and a kind of nurturing, but also absent father.
Yeah. Yeah, she had to die. She had to die to find the parents she needed.
She had to die to find her parents, her real parents, her chosen family.
Yeah. So then we get sort of the ending narration starts. She says, "Losing your virginity is supposed to be one of the steps towards being really alive. For me, it was one of the ways I finally realized that it was over. You can't undo what you've done. Some things you can't change. You can't unspill water, even if you want to. Some choices you can learn to live with, right through to the clear light of morning. They say coming clean is good for the soul, that it puts things in perspective. You can get a sense of your place in the order of things, a sense of who you really are and what's important. This is my perspective. I'm a Grim Reaper. I take souls. I do not go to prom. I do not live happily ever after. This is who I am. Anyone got a problem with that?" And it ends with her sitting alone in a booth at her Waffle House, kind of kicking back, like, "I guess I've accepted my fate." End of episode. Did I say faith? Fate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, that was a decent episode. We are going to our rankings now, and we're going to talk about our favorite moments or lines in the episode. And I have a few, and you said a few of them already, like, Tiffany, what do you want, sweetie? Revenge. We're out of that. Can I get you anything else?
Yeah. I liked it when Mason showed up at the bar and he's like, "What's that smell? It smells like buffalo wings." And Daisy's like, "Yeah, that's Buddy. He got burned." And George goes, "Good. One less man in the world."
And Buddy comes out when he's like, his spirits are like, "Dang, I burned up."
Yeah, I burned up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right at the end there, when Dolores showed up, and she's like, the cop's like, "You have to wait while we process stuff," and she goes, "Make sure I get a 1035, will you, officer?"
Yeah. She's once again, she'd been through this.
She knows all the lingo.
I also have it that in that same scene where George is like, "I'm sorry I screwed up your date, Dolores," and she's like, "Oh, it's okay. There's no future for a man who can't hold his grog, Millie."
And there was another moment with Joy when, like, Reggie kept saying, "Are you going to kiss him?" Stuff like that. She was like, "What is this obsession with kissing?" And she's like, "I'm 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up. Boom.
Straight up. Like, that's all I think about.
Okay. Now let's go on to our best character and why. I actually have two.
Me too.
Oh, we keep doing this. It's
What
weird.
if we have the same ones?
Okay, you go first. We'll see.
I have George and Mason.
I put Grumpy George and Reggie.
Oh, yeah.
Because Reggie was pretty awesome in this episode. She was like, she lied to support her mom. She did not tell Clancy. He figured it out, but she didn't tell him.
Yeah.
And she also, she got rid of Vince. That was funny. But she was also really supportive of her going on this date with Angelo. And she
nice
likes him.
to Angelo.
Right.
Like, she wasn't like a dick to him to like scare him away.
Well, when you have somebody that's confident and positive in your life, it kind of makes you positive, you know? So that kind of helped. So,
yeah. But I did George and Mason because she's just hilarious in her rage. And I think like Mason showed a really sweet kind of like big brother vibe towards her through this episode. He knows she's going through something and he's like, he keeps calling her Georgie and like, all right, we're going to do this.
Yeah, he started calling her Georgie a lot more. It's funny.
Yeah.
And he had that really sad kind of story right before she started vandalizing, where he was like, "Yeah, I lost my virginity and I was out of it and I didn't even know." And they're like, "Hey, you're a man now." And he's like, he didn't remember it. And I was like, God, that's almost like being roofied.
Yeah. And it sounded like that was not long before he drilled a hole in his head because she was like, "At least you were alive." He's like, "Not for much longer."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. Going to our worst character of the episode. I'm sure we both have similar. I have two. But
I mean, I could have done two, but I just did one.
Go for it.
I did Clancy just because that guy.
Clancy really sucked in this episode.
Like, dude, so selfish and shitty. You cheated on your wife and you're going to deny her from moving on? Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean,
and of course, my other one was Ray because he was entitled and smarmy and whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't like him. But Clancy, for sure. Yeah. You screwed up things for Joy in that. Or tried to, anyway.
Such a dick.
Yeah. Okay. Out of 0 to 5 Gravelings, what are we giving this one? Okay.
I actually gave this one a 4.5.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I really liked this episode. I loved Angry George. I loved all of the banter. And even though Ray sucked, I thought his like banter with everyone was really funny. I love that Joy is coming out of her kind of like mood and moving on with their life and that Reggie's accepting of it. Like, I just think there was a lot in this episode that I really enjoyed. And I laughed, like I literally laughed out loud at a lot of
I did too. There was a lot of good lines. A lot of good, like, smoke a lot of marijuana, Joey?
Yeah.
We have to work. Dustin Milligan, it's so funny. I was like, holy.
I know, and he looked like a little baby.
He was so small. He was 19 years old.
Oh my God.
This was only his third role. What I saw on IMDb, it was his third role in the same year. So he went like through 2004, 2005, and he skipped a few years and then a few more roles. And that's usually what happens with actors. But
and now also, folks, check out his like Instagram. He's so weird.
He's a goofball.
He posts the weirdest shit.
Awesome.
What did you give it?
What?
You didn't give your rating.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. My ranking is 4. I gave 4 because of Joy, Reggie, George, and Rube. They all had some good storylines. But even though I would have probably given it a 4.5 or something, but I was like, Daisy, you're starting to slip back into your old mindset. I don't like it. It annoys me. But other than that, I give it a 4.
This was a good episode.
It was a decent episode.
I think this is probably one of my favorite episodes this season so far.
Yeah. Because it felt like it was moving and going somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It didn't just feel filler and didn't feel like things were out of place. Yeah. I agree. What did you think, Rewatchers? Did you like this episode? We hope you did. And if not, tell us. Let us know. Reach out to us on TikTok at The Rewatch Recap. Follow me on Blue Sky if you'd like. You can also email, whatever. You can comment on the YouTube videos, which you should subscribe. Also, if you're just an audio listener, great. We love you for that. Subscribe there too.
That's right.
And we'll see you here soon because we've been doing double episodes every week in October. So see you soon for episode 11, Ashes to Ashes. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Dust to dust.